Paul Townend fights back tears after winning emotional Cheltenham race for Michael O'Sullivan. The Cheltenham Festival is always filled with excitement, but this year, the opening race carried a much deeper meaning. The Supreme Novices Hurdle, a race that launches the prestigious event, was renamed in memory of Michael O'Sullivan, a talented young jockey whose life was tragically cut short just last month. And when Paul Townend crossed the finish line on Copec des boards, emotions ran high, not just for him, but for the entire horse racing world. Michael O'Sullivan, at just 24 years old, was a rising star in the sport. His finest moment came 2 years ago when he won this very race, cementing his place as one of the brightest young talents in horse racing. But in February, tragedy struck. During a race at Tours, O'Sullivan suffered a fatal fall, leaving his family, friends, and the racing community in mourning. His loss was deeply felt, and as a tribute, the opening race of the Cheltenham Festival was dedicated in his honor. As the horses thundered down the final stretch, all eyes were on Paul Townend, a close friend and fellow jockey. When he guided Copec des boards across the finish line in first place, he didn't celebrate in the usual way. Instead, he pointed to an armband on his sleeve, a silent but powerful tribute to O'Sullivan. It was a moment that spoke louder than words, a gesture of remembrance for the friend he had lost. After the race, Townend was interviewed by ITV. But when Michael O'Sullivan's name was mentioned, the usually composed jockey couldn't hold back his emotions. Fighting back tears, he paid tribute to his late friend, acknowledging the significance of winning the race held in his memory. His voice trembled, his eyes welled up, and for a brief moment, the world of horse racing stood still. It was a raw and heartbreaking reminder of the deep bonds that connect these athletes beyond competition. The reaction from the racing world was immediate. Social media flooded with messages of support and admiration for Townend's tribute. Fans and fellow jockeys praised his emotional response, with many saying that Michael O'Sullivan would have been proud. Racing legends, trainers, and sports commentators all shared their thoughts, acknowledging the significance of the moment. Michael O'Sullivan's legacy is more than just his victories on the track. It's the impact he left on those around him, the friendships he built, and the inspiration he provided to so many young jockeys. Today's race wasn't just about winning. It was about honoring a life taken too soon. As the crowd cheered and the racing community reflected, one thing was clear. Michael O'Sullivan may be gone, but his name and his spirit will live on forever in the world of horse racing. If this moment touched your heart, be sure to share it with others. Michael's story deserves to be remembered, and moments like these remind us of the deep human connections that exist beyond the sport. Rest in peace, Michael O'Sullivan. You will never be forgotten.